Hello po.
Hello.
Hello. Kamusta?
Goods lang. Ayan, nabudol na ni Ragnarok gumastos.
Binili mo na yung yung bagong event?
Yeah. Actually, nakikita ko yung mga content mo kung worth it bang bilhin yung mga
Hmm.
bagong events.
Hmm. Kasi
Eh,
may
anong hatol mo sa event ngayon?
sa ito ngayon, ito especially worth it to yung yung pouring. Kaso minsan yung ginagawa ko is kinakalculate ko muna yung nyan value nila. Tapos
Yeah.
kahit minsan almost all the time naman malaki naman yung value yung item to nyan ratio niya, yung
Ah.
discount. Kaso minsan yung ibang bagay even though mas discounted yung value, um
Mhm.
hindi pa rin worth it kasi yung parang siya yung type na resource na makukuha mo rin in time.
Yeah, totoo.
Uh, like yung pet for example, pet ones I think if you have enough of it, you don't have any more use for it. So, you know, it would just be a
Yung pet
waste.
coupon?
No, no, ang pet, yung, pet amount pala yung mount, for example, yung mount, yung biscuit, yung, ano ba tawag?
Ah.
Yung
Yeah.
purple sa blue. Oo. Okay naman, naka-stream ako ngayon eh. So,
Yeah, sure. Okay lang,
okay,
okay
okay.
lang.
Sige, sige. If you want, pwede mo i-share yung, yung screen mo or yung game mo, and
Wait.
then we can go through.
Ayan, okay na.
Ayun. Okay, okay. Magpupulat lang ako ng notepad para sasend ko sa'yo after.
Yes, please.
So,
Naka-live ka na now? Or?
okay lang ba magminsan mag-English ako. Medyo,
Yeah, okay lang, okay
okay,
lang.
okay. Medyo awkward ako magtagal.
Yeah, pati mukhang marami ka ring international viewers.
Before we start, do you have any questions about your sniper? Any concerns? Improvements sa PvP, War of Imperium, Guild League?
Ano, parang may hinaan ako sa damage ko. I don't know. Parang
Damage? Okay.
wala, feel ko lang. Parang ang kukunat na ng mga ng mga players ngayon. Hindi ko sure dahil ba sa Sigil.
Most likely because of Sigil.
Hmm.
It can also be because of physical defense ignore at saka
Mhm.
PvP damage.
Yeah.
Kasi pag masyadong malaki yung difference ng PvP damage saka PvP up to
Yeah.
percentage yung decrease niya. So coupled with
Oo.
sigils, then magsasuffer ka talaga. So okay, tingnan ko muna yung stats mo. Let's see how much
Yan, stats.
stats. Okay, lock decks. Okay, that's good. Go to details. Let's see. Crit is at 119. You can work on that. Okay. Scroll down to PvP damage bonus 2.2k. Okay, 2.2k. That's actually really good. You might struggle against siguro mga yung paladin kasi ma-reflect sila.
Yeah.
Tsaka yung talagang matataas na PvP damage. Okay. So
Mhm.
we'll think of ways to increase that. Most likely galing siya sa from feathers.
Yeah, feathers.
Yeah, yeah. So the other thing too na pwede mong gawin rin, you can take it slow or you can rush it. Yung ano mo, yung emblem, yung title. Naka 3 stars sun ka. So
Yeah.
pwede mo rin yan i-increase para mas tumaas yung damage mo sa mga sa
Bali
other
worth it
players.
yung Sabagay permanent rin yung title, Parang
Permanent
permanent yung sa
permanent.
PVP.
So if you na-click mo na ba yung question mark, yung nasa yellow?
Yeah, na ko naman siya.
Kaya kasi
Ayan.
20% kasi pag 5%, plus or minus 20%. So,
Mm.
ayan, pag above sila ngayon, 3 star ka, so yung highest ngayon is 5 star, 2 star difference, you deal 8% less damage to
Yeah.
them.
Pati usually ng mga players dito sa server namin nasa na rin, nandito na sa Sun 2.
Mm. Mm. Yan. Average yan, especially, you don't need to spend a lot. Basta bilhin mo lang yung alpha yung makaka 2 star ka talaga. Okay, so let's start with sigils first. So what's your usual sigil setup?
Ito yung
Just
sa PVP.
okay.
Yung sa PVE wala masyado.
Wala masyado.
Ito lang. Yeah, for
Oo.
sa PVP ito.
So, okay naman yung ano, yung setup mo kasi nakikita ko high level na ngayon yung PvP damage reduction mo plus
Mhm.
1,000. Oo. So, nakita mo na ba yung ano, yung ginawa kong sigil tier list which would probably help.
Ay, actually hindi pa.
Ito.
Check ko later after ng ano, after nito.
Ah, ililink ko lang sa'yo mamaya. Um,
Sige.
para pwede may reference kasi medyo may ibang sigil talaga due to scaling mas malakas. So sigils are okay. Is there any reason why you prefer Frozen World over the Sword Sigil?
Actually, aling sword sigil? Alin dito?
The red one, the red.
Ito?
Yeah, Sword Ultimate. Yep.
Kasi
Um,
ano, parang mas ang ganda niya tignan eh.
oh,
Ang lakas maki-outfit.
yeah.
Parang game changing siya sa Guild Expert tsaka sa Guild Day. Actually, ito yung pinaplano kong
Mhm.
i-max. 4 stats lang.
Yeah, that's really good idea. Really good idea for damage reduction.
Yeah, pero
Um,
super kasi nag-enter ako dito.
Frozen World maganda yung Frozen World. It's good because especially in large scale fights.
Yeah.
Even more so pag War of Imperium, if meron kanyan. You could stop a push in its tracks, or you could make
Yeah.
a play on a stack. The good thing naman about the Sword Sigil is if let's say may ka 1v1 ka, nag-i-ignore siya
Oo.
ng defense, kaya yan. Especially
Oo.
with your stats. Um, so Sigil so far is good. Good. Okay. Keep upgrading blue purples to maximize PvP damage. Okay, so sigils are one of our main sources for PvP damage reduction and
Yeah.
damage reduction in general. Can I see your collection?
May idea ka ba regarding sa ano sa future sigils? Magkakaroon ba ng sigils na ano na PvP damage bonus?
In the current meta, wala pa ngayon. Yung recent video na release ko nga rin, meron siyang ano, kasi meron pa rin ako access sa NA. Yung
Mhm.
bagong sigil nila wala pa rin eh. Kaya yung offensive sigils nga, yung passive, isa lang yung dinagdag nila. Ayun.
Oh.
Pero they do have plans and I'll send you the screenshots of the new sigils later para
Mhm.
and then we can go through them if you want
Okay.
after the session. Sige. Go. O gusto mo, pwede rin i-ano ko ngayon. Ano pa? Mamaya. I-send ko sa yung screenshots and we can go through which ones are good. Okay. So sigils are good so far. We can go to feathers maybe.
Yeah. Actually, dito ko medyo nag-i-invest sa feathers.
Yes. So feathers is probably the best investment that you could make on your character because
Mhm.
it's parang ano siya foundation siya ng character mo.
Mhm.
The only thing is, do you usually have light and dark or time space lang talaga?
Yeah, ito na yung pinaka ano ko, pinaka sigil ko. Pinaka feathers ko.
Ah,
Plano kong baguhin pa 'to ng dark, kaso masyado kasing
hmm.
mahal.
Mahal yung dark.
Inunti-unti ko pa.
So good thing
Kaya yan ang
is,
ano,
uh, so the good thing is, dark. Before the limit was 20 per week. Now they made it 40 per
yeah.
week, so you can fight less with your guildmates
Oo.
sa guild auction. So that would be good because if you compare the day tier 10 right now, if you click that one, the day tier rather,
Alin, the day
the day
ito,
tier,
yeah.
yep, and then scroll to the dark if you have any.
Wala ito,
Wala. Okay.
dark.
So yeah, dark is, so let's write down PvP damage,
Yeah.
PvP damage reduction, 38, right? 38, 38. Okay. And then raw P attack is 24 and P damage 0.68%. And click back to the duel, Valkyrie duel, desktop. Okay. And we compare it to day tier, right? So day tier only has ignore PDEF plus 34.
Yeah.
Um, and the PV damage medyo wala naman use talaga pag ano.
Ah,
So yung values talaga is 38 PvP damage, 24p attack, and 0.68% physical damage, which with your character's investments, 0.68
Mhm.
counts for a lot more than anybody. So, dyan rin, yung damage difference, dyan rin nanggagaling. Kasi, if you have tier 6 as well, not dark, dyan,
Mhm.
for damage,
Yeah.
you might want to change up the tier 6. If you're lacking in damage, you might want to change your dark tier and put it in your offensive feathers if you are doing PvP,
Yeah.
because that would be a huge boost to your damage in general.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you feel like your damage is a little weak, then you could do that, and it will actually make a huge difference. All right,
Yeah,
so
gets.
yeah, so uh, replace day feathers with dark feathers when PvPing and having damage issues. Okay. And let's go to. And I think you don't have a lot of issues with your defensive ones. I can see from the colors here; they're all pretty good.
Mhm.
And do you level your feathers evenly, or do you max out the first ones first?
Sa ngayon, as of now, mas sinusubukan ko munang i-tier 10 kasi parang 'pag tier 9 to tier 10
Mm-hmm.
plus additional 6% yung ano.
Power
Yeah,
spike.
kaya
So that's good.
sinusubukan ko muna i-tier.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's how you. That's way better scaling. Um, the other thing too now is that because of how much more expensive feathers get as basically every level, it might be
Yeah.
worth leveling. Let's say like you have tier 6 light, tier 6 dark, and you have a nature tier 7, right? So you could actually do tier 7 light and tier 7 dark first, just because of you're guaranteed to go up to tier 7 Raven's Hour, which gives you more PvP
Yeah.
stats. So that would also actually boost your damage more. Because as we said earlier, the stats that you get from a tier 6
Mhm.
Dark Feather is will always outscale the lesser yellow feathers, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna put there replace dark day feathers with dark feathers when PvPing and having damage issues. Prioritize evening out the Raven's Hour tier or defensive as well. Tier bonus, tier percent bonus, giving you more damage. So we're done with feathers. For the most part, you've been doing everything correctly. Just that little detail on the defensive feathers, just because of how much PvP stats and raw stats
Mhm.
the dark and light feathers give. So we'll close this one off, and I want to see your enchants.
Dito ako din nagpo-focus ngayon, sa enchants.
Okay, level 4 sharp, all sharp, sharp battle, luck 5, that's good. Beacon 5, sharp, okay. Yeah. So far for enchants, it's going to get very expensive, but it's also going to get
Yeah.
very good because
Mhm.
if you click at the question mark at the lower left right there of the enchant screen, at the lower left one, the one right
Lower
below
left?
your yep,
Ah?
yeah. So like character level uh greater than or equal to 100 um is the max enchantment, and if you click at the other question mark like right below there, you can see that like it goes all the way up to like level 10
Yeah.
at 55 enchantment level. So there's always a debate of I'm doing this just so you're sure of like what the path forward is. A lot of people are debating whether you want to level them up evenly, or do you want to rush all the way to like enchantment level 55 and get access
Yeah.
to level 7 and 10. So the short answer is it's not worth it to rush on your weapon, because the increase is kind of incremental. It might be worth it to rush for wizards, because they, for wizard classes usually want to rush the fixed cast time. So it's worth it for them. But
Mhm.
for sniper, you don't have to rush level 7 to 10
Yeah, gets.
enchants. Yeah. And that's because it's gonna tie into your gear later on, where eventually sharp is just going to give you enough crit chance, like around 130 to 145 crit chance is a healthy spot to be in. And once you get to that point in the game, then you might want to consider something like maybe legendary bow. You might have to experiment that, which is pretty easy because you can just switch uh, presets. So once
Mm-hmm.
you get to that level of crit rate, then you can start considering those options as well. Right. So
Yeah.
okay, and let me double check. Sharp battle, right? Sharp battle is PVE, no? Is it
Yeah.
PVE or
This is our
PvP?
PvP.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a look at your cards. I just want to make sure that you have the right cards for your that what's your PvP setup for cards usually?
Wait. Um.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. All right. You're going for raw damage, so that's perfect. There we go. And you're wearing the Goblin Chief 2 and Deviling 2. Okay, good. You are you able to get another Deviling 2? By any chance?
Sa ngayon hindi pa.
Hindi pa ngayon. Okay,
Pero,
okay.
yeah, pero priority daw ako ng ano ko ngayon ng guild.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's this whole debate between Goblin Chief or Deviling. They're both good by all means,
Yeah.
but the gap that Deviling card gives you in terms of PvP,
Mhm.
the bonus that it gives you is actually percent wise. It scales percentage wise. So like with your current gear, by all means you should definitely be melting people unless they have like around 4 to 5k PvP damage reduction, right? Um,
Yeah.
because even if they had a 1k damage reduction over you as a single target type like sniper, you should still be killing them. Um, so let me take a look at the rest of your cards here. I just want to make sure that everything is. Let me take a look at your armor card.
Usually ito ginagamit ko Archop for PvP.
Mm-hmm. Good counter for Synexus. That's good. What about for your shoes and your muffler?
Nine Tails.
Ninetale. Okay, that's a
Pero
good
inahan
place.
ko is Dragonfly.
Dragonfly is really is good. I would not overpay for Dragonfly though. Um, Wild Rose is standard max HP. That's good. That's good. And what about accessories?
Para both Pirate Skeleton and Orc Archer.
Mm-hmm. Work Archer car, Pirate Skeleton. Okay, that's good for now since they're 3 star. So if what was your reasoning between deciding Pirate Skeleton and Kobold, for example?
Kobold?
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba strength yung Kobold?
Uh, Kobold
Or
Zerom car, sorry.
nung una, kasi may nabasa ako na P-attack daw yung ano, mas
Mm-hmm.
nagbe-benefit yung Blitzbit from P-attack.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And ayun. And ito, since ito na rin yung una kong napagdesisyonan,
okay.
nainis na. So, tinuloy ko na siya.
Okay. So it's good. It's good. It's not bad by any means. The only reason why I asked that is because of the fact that once red cores come out, right?
Uh-huh.
Snipers get this core called Wind God core, and
Yeah.
what it does is basically it makes sharpshoot the meta for snipers. It's
Uh-huh.
one of the best range burst in the game.
Mhm.
It'll make you a really fast grinder. It'll make you one shot people in PvP in ways
Yeah.
that an ADL can never could. Um, and from what I'm told, you play Mobile Legends professionally,
Yes.
and you're very good
Yeah.
at it. one of the best
Sakto lang.
players in the world, is what I've been told. So I imagine that you're very good with skill shots.
Sakto lang.
Sakto lang. Okay, so that those mechanics come into play for sharpshoot because sharpshoot
Yeah.
is by definition basically a skill shot. Um, and it's even with Wind God Core that decreases the cast time in like by half. There's still a
Mhm.
cast time, and that doesn't really get negated until you get a Dark Illusion card. So,
Oh.
and the reason why I'm telling you that is because like I wanted to help you prepare for the future and the future meta of snipers.
Yeah, actually hindi yung plan ko, eh. Parang tinitignan ko din as early as now yung ano, yung
Mm,
sharpshoot.
yeah. So yeah, variable cast time minus 10%, fixed cast time minus 10% as well. So it's really good. Uh, right? And if you do enough damage, eventually you can even try to decrease it as like a little bit more um with ancient Strauf if you need to, right?
Actually ano, tinry ko rin yung ano, yung sa enchant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ito, magic enchant.
Magic enchant. Yep. Perfect cast time. Oh, okay, that's good. That's really good actually. Um,
Yeah.
the 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 rough part about that is unless you have enough crit, um,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't make it doesn't make magic worth it quite yet. It may be very late game if once we get to that point, then and you have like a lot of crit already with high level sharp enchants,
Mhm.
then you can think about like more variable cast time, right?
Mhm.
If you notice that your damage is no longer lacking, but the thing about sharpshoot is if it doesn't crit,
Yeah.
it's going to be it's going to underperform by a lot. Like you probably won't even be able to kill a lot of people. Like you'll maybe able to
Yeah.
kill like some mid spenders or low spenders or free to plays, but like the people that you want to kill, you won't be able to kill.
Yeah, gets.
So are you actually do you plan on sticking to agility luck or do you want to transition eventually to um, sharpshoot? Because sharpshoot is going to be the meta, but at the same time at around 110 and 115, um, ADL does get a buff, which makes it deal decent damage. Not AoE damage, but pretty decent damage with additional
Mhm.
CC. So, what's your preferred play style? Do you like the high risk, high reward sharpshoot better, or do you want like the fast attack speed, consistent damage ADL better?
As of now, hindi pa talaga ako sure.
Okay.
Siguro, kailangan ko munang makita yung ano,
Okay, yeah, and don't worry.
sample.
Yeah, usually like people that I review, I'll give you like a future. I'll send you a notepad after this with a future plan of like the future paths that you could possibly take.
Mhm.
And if you have any questions in the future and you like have like a tough time deciding, just come to me and we'll run through all the scenarios that each build is good at and pros and cons.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll handle that as well. So right now, everything seems to be good with your current build. Once you, what not once, but like if you decide to commit to um, sharpshoot, just come to me, and then we'll adjust your cards, your gear, your everything um, going
Yeah.
forward. So let me take a look here. At your mount is also leveled up, right? Like your job mount.
Mount?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So traits, you're at 600, 600. Okay. And then what about level? Okay. So the yellow ones, you can just use the yellow ones already because they don't actually take, like if you
Yeah.
click, yeah, they don't take your weekly.
Kasi nung last time na gumamit ako ng
Mm-hmm.
yellow, na-max yung mount ko, tas hindi ko na-maximize yung weekly purple.
Oh, because
Kasi
you have to
may
do the quest.
required na level siya.
Oh, okay, okay.
Kaya ngayon hindi ko na basta-basta ginagamit.
Okay. You can still use it here. Because you're not really capped yet. And get yourself like some additional, yeah, plus 203.
Wow.
It's that percent is more valuable to you because of your current gear, and so
Yeah.
that's a pretty good like boost in damage. You can keep going if you want. Just uh then later on you could eventually, yeah. So that's good. So for mounts and for traits,
For the?
for the mount traits, job, go
Okay.
to traits, click on evolve real quick. So let's see if it already has a pop up. Evolve mount reaches level 30. Okay, so you're saving the 132 probably for more courage, right? You're not really going for
Yeah.
furious. Okay, okay, that's good. You could go either or, but holding it is not a bad idea as well. Okay, so now that we've leveled them out, we can exit out of this one. Okay, and let me look at your point shop. Go to backpack. Mhm. And go to points, top right. I just want to make sure that like everything here is taken advantage of. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
guild shop. Okay. Shield of Duel is bought out. Okay, keep scrolling. Oh, wait, your dual lenses are still not available. Um, did the guild not reach level 5 vending machine yet, or are they
No.
working on it? Okay, so it's a good idea to get, if you could recommend to your leadership that it's a good idea to get the guild vending machine to level 5, because what it does right now is that, like, I mean, obviously it opens up dual lances if you need it. If you don't, you could always dismantle it for even higher level, for the other higher level statue parts. um
Mhm.
but the most important part right now is probably your A energy and B energy. And um when you cap out your chapter of moon every week, um it doesn't show it here, but once you level the guild vending machine to level 5, the alpha energy,
Uh-huh.
there's actually an uncapped version of it. Like, I could actually open it up on stream here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so like oh, actually beta energy, sorry. So I have your alpha energy 20, beta energy weekly cap at 5. But then if you have enough contribution, you can actually, there's actually one here. They don't show it for some reason. But like, you can actually just keep, I can buy up to like 1,000 whatever of these, as long as
Mhm.
you have enough like guild contribution. So that's one thing that your guild leader should also um, prioritize. And the other one too, to supplement all that guild contribution spending, is maybe you want to consider, maybe just kind of whisper to him like, "Hey, can you level our guild shop so you can gift us guild contribution every week?" Um, so let me write that down as well for guild point shop. Guild
Tingin mo
points
mas worth it mag-invest sa VNA energy compared sa mag-ano ka weekly sa Chapter
chapter
of Moon?
moon. Chapter moon is always going to be better. Um, because of the way that titles are. The titles are weird, because the thing about titles is that they're not the most cost efficient. Like, I would like,
Yeah.
if I like threw money into the game, right? Like, if I invested into the game, titles usually would not be my first go to. But the good thing about
Yeah.
titles is like there's reliable sources that you can get from every week, so you don't really quite like fall behind too hard.
Mhm.
So that's why I would prioritize titles when it comes to your guild contribution.
Mhm, gets.
Titles, emblem, okay. Um, have guild lead level up vending machine 5 ASAP, and guild shop as well for weekly free contribution. because like the sooner that they choose to level your guild shop to give you guys like
Mhm.
free contribution, the more it adds up like every week, right? Like every week that you don't have it leveled up is another week that your guild as a whole is behind. Um, you know. So
Yeah.
let's go to Union Shop next. Okay. So it looks like you actually max out your Union Shop your Union points every day.
No.
You don't? Okay.
Yeah.
So did they teach you how to do your Union farm like the fastest way?
No, no, I have no idea.
Okay. So one of the fastest ways to do Union Shop is and you could have somebody just like drag the party out as well. Like you don't even have to
Mhm.
do anything, or you could drag the party as well. So best thing to do about Union Shop points is form a party of 5, do HHH, and you can do this too even if you don't have HHH. You can just assist people, right? Even if you don't have any
Yeah.
bonus for the day. So you do HHH. One person use their run, the other 4 assist.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, so the other 4 assist. So that's not going to take you completely maxed out on your union points. So what you do
Mhm.
after is you just have afterwards just have one person um do their anthem or hazy forest, and the rest can assist, and then everyone do theirs after, and like after like 1 or 2 dailies that should cap you out on your union shop points every day. Like it's very fast, especially with your gear. You're probably just gonna tear through the mobs. So you
Mhm.
could probably just, if you're, let's say like you're I don't know, let's say like you're cooking or you're eating or you're watching a series or something, you can just auto
Yeah.
follow, because like with your gear, just you auto following them actually makes it easier for them, right? Like
Yeah, get.
if I had you in my party, I would just be like, you know what, you can relax. I'll just I'll just click auto rally and I'll just drag you around, and then I'll just do these, like whatever you have to do. If you want to go get some food, you know, you want to finish the series,
Mhm.
a K drama, whatever you're watching, I'll take care of it, because just having me in the party will just melt the mobs, right, and make the run that much faster. So that's it for our union shop. Let's I'm gonna skip the limited time pet shop, and we're gonna go straight to pet shop. Okay, okay. And the other thing too is that you can do if you're maybe if you're feeling lazy, and this is what I do some days when I feel lazy, when I don't want to gather like a party of 5, or don't have a set party of 5. Is you can just do cross server. You can just do cross server daily, and you can just
Yeah.
yeah. So let me see. Child of Earth. Weekly limit. And you've only been focusing on Child of Earth, right?
Yeah.
Only Child of Earth. Okay, good, good. Because I've seen people focus on like pet shard, like S pet shards. Um, I watched I watched the clip that somebody sent me. Um, when you shouted me out on stream.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like the utility pets and everything, and that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really good. And I saw your medals too. You had the previous, I guess the person that you bought it from had some of it upgraded already, and thankfully they invested a bit into the pet HP as well. So that's also really good, because that's just gonna help your child of birth. So in terms of pet shop, you're all good. Now let's go to feather shop. There's really nothing much to discuss here, but I just wanted to kind of show you a possible. I wouldn't even say possible. I think it's pretty much like almost confirmed that they're gonna do it. But the little currency that you have there, the 1,255,
Yeah.
right? There is going to be another feature in the future where
Mhm.
we have these like it's going to be like a scale, kind of, and it's gonna be balancing out the feathers that you have there, like the feather
Uh-huh.
resource that you have there. And like another new item, we don't quite know where we're gonna get them yet, but it's going to be additional stats for you again. So
Mm-hmm.
um, if you're thinking of like making different specs, and that's why I wanted to ask you earlier if you wanted to go sharpshoot or if you wanted to go just continue ADL sniper,
Mm-hmm.
is because I don't want you investing into like purple feathers, and I don't want you to split your resources, fully knowing that that content is probably gonna come sooner than later.
Yeah.
Um, and that is also going to be another huge boost in stats for you. Not, I'm pretty sure like maybe 99% of the population in Rue, or 99.9% of the population in Rue don't know that yet. So just keep that in mind. And when you decide if you want to go sharpshoot or ADL, just shoot me a DM, and then we'll lay out a whole plan for you in terms of like feathers, because you don't want to suffer the
Mm-hmm.
feather penalties in that time. So feathers.
Yeah.
So for feather shop, hold on spending uh, currency until due to uh, featured content that will add more stats. Okay, and then what about Courage Shop? Let's see what you got from Courage Shop. Okay, you get Chapter Conquer or so Chapter, I'm not sure. Okay, all good purchases. Um, I'm not sure if you did this already, but like the illusion cards, right? The illusion cards. Do
Mm-hmm.
you did you buy like one of each and then deposit it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
grab them? Okay,
Except for this one.
that one. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Might be a good thing to do in the future if if you want. Just because it's a permanent, it's like feathers, it's there permanently. As soon as you deposit it, it's just there. Um,
Yeah.
so for um illusion cards, yeah. What about Cogwheel Shop? Okay, you buy the titanium 2. Okay. And you're also trying to buy out titanium 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right. And then we'll discuss the cogwheels later. Statue shop. I want to see your statue shop. Which ones do you usually buy here?
Yung mga ganito. Ay,
Mist,
ito.
bow mist. Okay, good. Hmm. And then let's see your metal shop. Metal shop. Okay. So it's generally good practice to buy out the Iridicon and the Illinium every week.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be over the level like the green gems and the blue gems, like the level 85s. You're gonna get over these
Mhm.
like pretty soon. So what you can do is like every day you should probably, like, any excess that you have, you can actually um buy that right there and get more random metal pack. So you can afford to get the Iridicon and Illinium every week if you want.
Mhm.
So let's see. Let me actually see if you have any green actually. See, I'm pretty sure you don't need any more. Yeah, click that one. Yep. Oh, you actually do. Yeah, you can, and you can. Yeah, if you need more metal, you could. Yeah, grab that, open that up, and then every day you can just like keep adding that up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. Let's see here. So let's see. Let's go to Academy Store now. How many students do you have actually?
3.
3, right? Okay. So did they all graduate already?
Not yet.
Hmm. Okay. And you know the fact that like as soon as they graduate, you can like have another 3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um. So as soon as you get the other 3, there's actually a weekly cap on how many academy tokens you can have. So it's also it's not. I think that's like 5 students a week, as long as they're doing their weekly stuff. Will be
Mhm.
actually be around there. Like will be enough to cap out your academic goals. So you don't have to worry about like getting too many students. And I would absolutely buy the flower season, the small snowflakes every week. But I think you're saving up for the costume, aren't you?
Yes, for the costume.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I remember that video. Looks like your meta's already maxed out, so I wouldn't stress about this too much. It's just that every week it kind of adds up because it comes from multiple sources. Right? But
Yeah.
again, fashion is endgame. Endgame is always fashion. I will never deny you a costume. Yeah. So yeah, get the Athens tunic. Number one because like again, fashion. Number two is because it adds to your wardrobe levels anyway, so it ends up helping you anyway. So I'd say yes to that. So you're doing everything good in the academy wise. Um, I want to see your illusion card shop. Did you happen to buy the Osiris card already? Is that why you only have 685 left?
No. Binebenta ko sa diamonds.
Oh, okay.
Before. Pero
Before.
ngayon I'm trying to save
Okay.
kasi baka maganda yung Old Baron illusion or hindi.
I can actually show you a preview. Let me open up the client for NA here, and I'll walk you through it. But generally, you do want Osiris because it's not just in PvP. Um,
Yeah.
it's also really good in PvE.
Yeah. Level 90
Um,
dungeon, no?
yeah, yeah, and I mean the reason for that you probably already know is the fact that like you only get limited amount of resurrections in that dungeon.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
having an Osiris card actually gains you an extra life. Not just like in terms of like not dying, but saves an extra, resurrect counter for you.
Mhm.
So that makes the dungeon's difficulty that much easier. And let me just load up the NA client here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And the cooldown is a lot longer than an actual MVP card, like Osiris MVP card, but like
Mhm.
this right here, runs like Juperos. Once you get to like level 4, level 5, like the bosses there will probably one shot you, even with your gear. Not
Mhm.
the summons, I mean, like the ancient Strauth. And this actually um helps you. And I can teach and uh in Juperos, do you reach like level 5 all the way to the end usually?
Yeah. Yeah, so far, kami
Mm-hmm.
naman yung usually top 1 weekly.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good. Um, if you're getting top one, then there shouldn't be much of an issue going for like another strat. Okay, so let's exit out of this one. The point mall, I mean.
What?
We can exit out of the point mall, and I'll open up the NA client here, and I can send you screenshots of what the Albaran illusion looks like. It's just taking a while because I'm using an emulator. NA doesn't have a PC client. That's why we
Mhm.
left. All right. Hmm. Okay, so let me see your pets. I heard you talking about like volcanic bulldog as well, so that's really good. I can see that you already have it like leveled up, so that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Like it's really good to see. Um,
Pero
eh,
hindi ko pa naayos yung yung items.
okay, okay. Um, it's not. That's not too bad. Because if you notice, like in the pet gear, you'll see like it's if you click on like one of the gear, you'll see it says like tier one, and like it's kind of like loading a little bit there. Yeah, you can relic crown one right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oo.
So eventually, when we get to, I believe, I'm not sure if it's going to be with this server level increase or when the server level actually becomes 90, that we might get a tier 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's, I'm seeing your gear is currently like +6, +9. That's actually good. Save your amber. You're going to need it. Let me add that as well. So for pet gear. Okay. Save amber for future higher tier pet gear. Okay. There we go. So this is, and let me tag you. Oh, I can't tag you here. Okay. I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
Image. It's taking a lot to load. Not sure why. But while that's sending, let me just read it out to you. So the illusion card is your physical attacks have a 3% chance to double the next attack's damage. And at level 15, the chance goes all the way up to 6%. So basically like a orc archer, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's as opposed to the actual Owl Baron, which gives you 8% unsealed, well, sealed, and 12% unsealed. So, I mean, it's not bad by any means. Because, like, if you're ADL, you have 500% attack speed, you know, it just, numbers wise, it just makes sense. Not so much when you're going sharpshoot. 6% is not gonna be very good compared to like something that's like more consistent damage.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, and I also just wanted to look at your deployed pets here. Okay, tier 10, tier 10, tier 3, tier 5. Okay. Tasha. I just want to double check real quick. Can you go to your skills and show me sharpshoot?
Skills?
Mm-hmm. Sharpshoot. Global delay, 1 second. Pull down your phone. So global delay. Um, is there any reason why you didn't go maybe at least tier 3 Danelle on your pet?
Bakit nga ba? Kasi ano, pangalawang owner na ako nung account and
Ah,
nung binili
okay.
ko siya, Antasha and Samurai lang talaga yung meron siya.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And the only reason why I actually say that is because if you look at if you go to Danelle, yeah, you can see like tier 3. Um, you know, upon casting elemental breath, reduce the owner's global cooldown by 20% for 10 seconds. That's what I mean by like utility. And if it the buff itself lasts for 10 seconds, Danelle's breath, elemental breath, the cooldown is only
Yeah.
6 seconds. So you pretty much like almost like just as long as you have a target, you'll have 100% uptime and a free global cooldown of 20%. Not to mention that you have, you know, 50% variable cast time and fixed cast time decrease,
Yeah.
which basically means that you're with red core, even without dark illusion, your sharpshoot will be insta cast, making it
Yeah.
pretty much undodgeable. Um, so that's the only reason why I asked if you why the nub was not up there in tier. But you know, still you still do really good damage, but that's just like something to keep in mind. Yeah. So for us pets, Danelle E3 might be in consideration. especially if switching to sharpshoot versus Wolf Samurai. Again, it's still not bad because for time space, Antasha's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm just looking at it from the uh the perspective of cross server, because I'm guessing that you guys probably want to compete in cross server,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the point of view that I'm trying to like look at. I think if especially if you switch to sharpshoot when it comes to cross server, you would be a huge threat. The burst that sharpshoot offers just cannot be matched by ADL at all, right?
Yeah.
So let me look at your deploy here. Again, I want to see your assist pets. Okay, cheers. Do you have any other tier 10 pets?
This one.
Just the tier 9? Okay, okay. So I want you to check your stat preview first, because I just want to check something. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of this first. Okay. So we're going to do a bit of an experiment here. Post it in the podcast chat there. Okay, so X out of that. Remove. Yeah, remove him. Put in the yeah, even though he's level 1, and now I want you to click stat preview again. So before you had 1090 max HP, now it's 1200. So that's 110 more HP. In PvP, that gets multiplied, so that's even better. Max HP percent is the same. Max SP flat is increased.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing here now is that you do lose out on 5 P attack. So you can decide on if you value 5P attack more than you value 110. But obviously, once it's only a matter of time. Once he becomes tier 9, you can just replace them with that.
Yeah.
I mean, once he becomes tier 10, I mean, I'm sorry. So let's take a screenshot of the. Oh, sorry.
Mas
Yeah.
bina-value ko kasi yung power eh.
Okay, okay. So let's do another experiment here as well. Let's remove the divination cat, and let's replace it with a tier 10 B pet. I just want to experiment on the Okay, so now compared to your first setup, max HP is increased by 10, max SP is increased by 6, and then your P attack actually went up from 63 to 70. So now you have higher P attack. And I'll take a screenshot here just so stream can go ahead and compare the three. Right. So the reason why that happens is because of how tiers work in the game, and when it comes to assists, generally levels and gear have very little bearing on the stats, little to no bearing on the stats that the pet gives you when they're under assist. It's mostly because of like the tier of the pet. So a tier 1 S pet versus a tier 10 like C pet or B pet is still gonna lose out, right? And yeah, so let me just one is, and if you want, we could do a little bit of an experiment here. We could probably put like we could replace the chicken with like an S pet just to see the comparison. Yeah. Yeah, tier 5, and then we can look at the stat preview again. Alright, see, so even with the tier 5 S pet, it still ends up with 40 less HP, less SP, and 10 less P attack. Yeah, so that's basically the power of tier, of pet tiers. And I just wanted to demonstrate that because like that's one of the things one of the small things that you could use to min-max your stats. Yep. And then assist, we could put the bee pet chicken in there. Yeah, or any tier 10 bee pet, really, as long as it's tier 10. But yeah, see, that we have that. You can actually possibly replace the bulldog with another bee pet because like bulldog is probably something that you use for for PvP. Yeah, that works. All right, we check it again just to be sure. Stats are still the same. 100. Yeah, there you go. All right. So it's only 7p attack, but like with the concept of like higher tier pets being more value in terms of assist. Hopefully, when you get to like another tier 10 pet, which is very close, is gonna be your divination cat, which you're just gonna get
Mm-hmm.
from Alfheim. You'll probably get like more P attack value that way. Okay, so now we can leave here. So let's just add that. Okay, assist pets. Here's matter. Oh, matters more than pet rank or level. Right? Okay. So we covered so far we covered titles, mounts, pets, sigils, and we covered some of the gear as well. Again, the gear we'll have to go back to that depending on what you decide on when red cores come out. So let's go to statue. I actually want to see your statues. Hmm. I'm seeing your wisdom statue is still level 5. Yeah, the wisdom statue. Let me take a look at the wisdom statue there. Okay. So you're missing 0.25p damage here by not leveling that up. And possibly
Mm-hmm.
more bonuses as the statue itself levels up as well. Um
Mm-hmm.
is there any reason that you're holding off on your statue level for wisdom?
Kasi ito yung plan ko i-level 8.
Mm-hmm.
Kailangan ko lang ng another 3 nito sa next, guild league.
Mm-hmm.
Saka ito ile-level 8 ko din.
Okay. And you're going for PvE damage though? Versus and or versus
Yung yung damage versus all sizes
okay, 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 okay. That's what you're
and then
chasing for.
damage to all races.
Okay. Um, do you have like neons for chisel?
Yeah, actually plan ko din naman siya plan ko
Mm-hmm.
rin siya i-upgrade soon.
Yeah, because P damage when you get to like wisdom level 8 for much cheaper from the looks of
Yeah.
it is going to give you 1% P damage anyway, along with the upgrades that
Mhm.
you get from getting P damage.
Yeah.
Um, so that's from 8% perspective is probably going to be more cost effective than any upgrades that you could come up with right now.
Yeah,
So I
gets.
would look into let's say Alfheim is one thing, growth packs if it doesn't have to be Nyan. You could also use Diamond.
Mhm.
And take into consideration because this is like the fact that you actually have a lot of like offensive statue upgrades or level ups available means that you have a huge power spike just like waiting to be done, waiting to be upgraded. So once you invest a little bit into this, like just to make sure that it's all caught up to speed, because like for me, my duels max already, my runes max already. Um, it I say rune because like I'm a wizard. Um, but
Yeah.
when for you it's like wisdom. It's pretty crazy how much value you get into that, and for rune as well. If you go to rune, I just want to double check rune here. For parts though, not the statue level itself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's good that you leveled that as well. What's the middle again? PDEF. Okay, that's not that valuable. Okay, and the other one is like intelligence, right? Index. Fortitude, you have everything leveled as well. Vits and max HP, that's also good. Okay. And like, but you said that your concern is DPS right now, so not too high value in this chat. All right. But yeah, so next time na mabudol ka ulit ng Ro, you might want to consider
Yeah.
investing more into chisels because that's some high value stuff right there.
Yeah.
And then uh, I'll off stream I'll teach you something later um to help you get to that a lot cheaper. So let's back out of this one. Oh, I see you have a red statue. Oh boy. That are you trying to get that red statue to level 12?
No, just level 4.
4? Okay, okay. I'm about to say, yeah, you're about to have a really strong AoE. But it's very expensive. I don't recommend it
Yeah.
right now. Yeah. So let's exit out of this one. I actually want to see your RO shop.
Arrow?
RO shop at the top. Yep. Statue.
Again, ano yan?
Your RO shop, the cash shop. Or
The?
your RO shop, the row shop right beside trade.
RO shop. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
akala ko arrow.
Oh yeah. Let's see. So I want to see your diamond shop first. Okay, so you get your carving hammers there. Scroll up a little bit. I just want to make sure everything else is good. Scroll up a little bit. Okay, scroll up a little bit more. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I can see that you're not buying out your blessed weapon ores. It's like weekly limit 20. So imagine like buying that every week. Um, the sooner you get your weapon to plus 20, the better, regardless of like what
Mhm,
spec you're going for. So just having that like
mhm.
every week maxed, like fully bought out, and I'll teach you a way to max that out later off stream. Um, okay, all right. So let me just diamond shop. You need to max out blessed weapon ores to get weapon plus 20 ASAP and up accessories as well. Okay. Okay. Let me take a look at your growth shop now. Oh god, you. Oh my god. Okay, never mind then. You bought everything out. Did you buy these out or did the previous owner buy these out?
Me.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's go to diamonds. Okay. Take a look at the other remaining growth packs. I just want to see. I don't have them memorized. Refining satchel, token Siegfried. Okay, that's not that good. Show me the 45 one. Guild token might be decent, but not important right now. Take a look at the 55 one. Card coupon, gotcha, reputation box, guild token 600. That one's actually pretty good as well. Okay, and go to Nyanberry shop. Just want to see what you're buying. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay. You're buying out everything. That's really good. Okay. Alright. I have no problems with these purchases. I just wanted to make sure that you were buying everything correctly. Scroll up a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay. So definitely chisels and carving hammers are not being maxed out. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So we can scroll out of this one. We can exit out of this one. I mean, sorry. Okay. So nothing to grab for neons here. Let me just make sure that everything else is good. Okay. Open up the menu again at the right side. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything here. Go through my list. Sigil's done, mounts done, title's done. Medals, I didn't check medals because I saw it from when you showed it on stream last time. And you, from what you said, you had a pretty good understanding of medals already. So statue is good, feather's good. Okay. So for stats, we would just wanna aim for so we just write that down here for stats. Let's put us for stats, so because we want to focus on like okay. All right, so we covered everything so far. Okay. Okay. So for PvP, what's your major issue in PvP? Is it surviving or just damage in general?
Yeah, damage. Kasi parang ever since na-release yung Sigil, parang yung sniper, parang
Mm-hmm.
ang hina talaga ng damage niya. And actually may nag-comment nga dito kanina sa live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And napanood ko din kasi yon si Kimo. Are you familiar with Kimo? Nakita
Chemo.
Gaming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 426, ano siya, 426k na sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 lang yung na-kills niya sa guild league nila.
Yeah. Um.
So parang, I'm not sure kung talagang umihina yung damage ng sniper.
Uh.
Or mali lang yung build ko.
So. The main problem with that ADL snipers face is that they're, again, like what I said earlier, that like compared to defensive sigils, like offensive sigils seem very underwhelming. That's because of like just how they're broken. They're really OP.
Yeah.
You have something. It's like the bane of consistent damage classes, because like you have one, like when you drop them down to 20% and lower, all of a sudden they gain 50% of their HP back, right? And you're trying to consistently
Yeah.
damage them. The moment you damage them, they're already healing like 5% HP per second. So it's very hard for you to get through the people now, because like the reason why I don't recommend ADL usually at this stage in the game and later is because of the fact that just fundamentally, in order for you to output your full DPS, the caveat is that your target has to take damage from you for like however many seconds it takes for you to output your full DPS to be able to kill them.
Yeah.
And if you're playing a MOBA, right? Like if you're playing ML, you're playing League, you're playing Dota, or something like that. If you're an AD carry, chances are your support's probably trying to peel for you at the same time, so you can output your DPS safely. You probably have proper spacing, right? Not really possible in Rue. So, like there's nobody can really peel for you, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of CC, and because of like the way that targeting works in the game, nobody can really peel for you either. And you don't, like the people that you can kill, but like the people that you can't kill, like you're not building up items and itemizing against them like you would in a MOBA, so you're just never gonna be able to kill them. And that's the downfall of like ADL snipers, and that's always been their weakness, and that weakness just becomes more exacerbated by the fact that like sigils came into play. So the only way for you to be able to like shred through them is if you gap them in terms of PvP damage.
Yeah.
But in order for you to actually kill high DP players reliably, it's going to be very hard for you to do as an ADL sniper. It always has
Mhm.
been. It's just more so now. And if let's say like it's somebody with higher PvP damage reduction than your PvP damage, and they have a paladin behind them, um, the problem is that when another whale target gets devoed and you're hitting that target, right? Like the whale, let's say like you have
Mhm.
2k PvP damage, they have 3k PvP damage reduction. When you're hitting that guy, even though the paladin that's devoing them is the one taking damage, but even if it's a free to play devo, the mitigation is from the devo target. So that free to play paladin is actually now just about as tanky mitigation wise as
Yeah.
the whale that you're hitting. So that's the problem, and that's what makes it that much harder for ADL to kind of like up with their DPS and kill people.
Yeah, get.
It's still very possible still, but it's going to be a lot harder than let's say like a high wizard. Let's say like a high wizard with your gear, who would just like drop a gravity field on somebody and completely ignore their magic defense, right?
Mhm.
Um, what's the best way I could put this is I would put it as like um if you were an AD carry and you just had no protection,
Mhm.
and the enemy like made the AP carry. I don't know what do you call it in ML? Is it AP carry still? Ability carry? Like
Mages.
mages, right? Oh yeah, it's mages. Like yeah, mages can just burst you down at any point in time. Like there's nothing you can do about it. And that always and you know if that always feels bad in MOBAs, it's going to feel extra bad in here. I'm not trying to
Mhm.
dissuade you from sniper, but I'm just kind of like pointing out like the fundamental weakness that snipers have, and that's been
Yeah.
further exacerbated by the fact that you know that sigils came into play. And if you actually, I think you um, let me just double check my screenshots here because I believe I screenshotted um. Oh god, just close that. Open with tool. There you go. I can send this to you. Uh, and I'll put it in the podcast chat here right now as well. There you go. I mean, this is the max level of it, the power of the stars. Like when dealing damage, there's an 8% chance to increase the damage dealt by an additional amount equal to 10% of the target's maximum HP, up to 300% of the attacker's physical attack plus magic attack. If triggered, the damage dealt is increased by an additional 2% for every 10% above 30%
Mhm.
of the target's maximum HP after being triggered. Um, so that is like HP shred that would kind of help you deal more DPS. But the problem is still that you're sacrificing tanky sigils to deal more
Yeah.
damage. Wizard, for example, won't have to do that. They can just have pure tanky sigils and still output more damage than you in
Mhm.
PvP. Eventually, when sages come out, they can do the same thing. Biochemists, if you go up against a biochemist, they can burst you down within one acid demonstration. Um, so unless you spec into sharpshoot,
Mhm.
I think even if you upgrade your statue by quite a lot, like the targets that you couldn't kill before, they're still going to be just as tough to kill.
Yeah, get.
Yeah. Um. Now that's for Guild League. It might be a different story in War of Imperium. Um.
Mhm.
It's still going to be a bit of a struggle though because like in War of Imperium, you mostly fight choke points, and there's no way for an ADL sniper to go through a choke point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Level
I feel bad. I don't want to be a downer for Ada because it's a fun spike and a fun class to play. It's just, you know,
yeah.
um. So I'm trying to like picture out a scenario that like we could make this work, but like just fundamentally, it's a bit hard because like the
Uh,
targets that you try to kill probably like which targets do you usually struggle with? Like probably paladin.
Parang lahat.
Lahat. Oh no. Do you have a? Did you stream it by any chance? Do you have like a video you could show me?
No. Pero yung ano, wait lang. Ito yung yung top 2 na kalaban namin.
Mm-hmm.
Ayan, 75 kills. So, I'm not sure. Parang kasing kukunat nila lahat kahit walang super whale sa kalaban.
Mm-hmm. It's just the initial burst of sigils because
Yeah.
yeah you probably can't like the most of like their medium geared people that you probably can't kill them in like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah. 5 to 10 seconds or more.
Yeah, and that's because like um that's just because of sigils. But I mean you're not doing bad by any means. Like would you be able to do better as like as like a wizard for example or an ME priest? Like yeah, sure, but you're not doing bad by any
Mhm.
means. Um,
Yeah.
it's just that like there's probably some classes that you'll just never be able to kill, like a geared paladin.
Yeah.
And your only other option is sharpshoot or trapper sniper, which I don't know if you actually want to go trapper sniper.
Yung sharpshot ba, yung red sigil ba, level 90 siya lalabas or later pa?
We actually don't know. It's up to them if whenever they want to release it. But they did tease it already in the previous patch notes that there's gonna be new sigils. Um, so pray and hope
I mean yung red, ano
na
pala, red, yung red Berus
Red
or
Varus.
sharpshot,
Course. Red course.
red
Yeah.
course.
So red course usually they release around like level 90 to like in between level 90 to 100 is when they release. In NA I think they released them like close to like 90s, and then in Taiwan I think they released them close to like 100.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so siguro ano, try kong i-explore din yung ano, yung sharpshooter kasi mukhang masaya rin naman yung class niya.
Uh
Talagang sa ngayon meron lang siyang casting.
yeah. Um so if you still want to play ADL, do we actually reviewed this in a video in one of our guild meetings where you you can equip like a dark priest card. Like if you look at dark priest card right now, you can see the effect. Let's see
Yeah.
like what it is at max. And there's no cooldown on this card. Yeah, so your attacks have a 20% chance to take away 10% of your target's max SP. And normal attacks can take away up to 100 SP, while skills can take up to 300 SP, and that's like at base, right? So let's say
Yeah.
you're going up against a wizard, or let's say like you're going up against like any type of class that uses skill. You can actually make them useless because
Yeah.
you can wear a Marduk card to prevent the silence, so you can still use your skills, but you can't. There's nothing that can combat like 0 SP. So it
Yeah.
goes from 20%, and yeah, that's it's pretty crazy. I mean, your auto attacks will decrease 300 SP. Like, for example, like just for reference, my SP right now as a wizard
Mhm.
is 2,691. So in a matter of like a second or two, you could incapacitate somebody. So that's one way that
Yeah.
you can offer. Um, because you will do damage, yes, but since like level 70 and higher, when it comes to ADL, your your advantage is always going to be the fact that like in PvP, because of your fast attack speed and your range, that you could CC lock somebody. Whether it's
Yeah.
Requiem card, whether it's like Silence, or in this case Dark Priest, which just basically has no counter.
Mahirap lang makakuha ng Dark Priest. Walang
Uh,
lumalabas sa auction.
um, well, on the bright side, eventually lalabas siya sa ano sa Bloody Branch. It's going to be released in Bloody Branch.
Oh,
So then
yeah.
you'll see an influx of Dark Priest, and in that time, you can do that, or if you can get a Baphomet card. I don't know if you want to get a Baphomet card. You can do AO, you can do many AOE's, but yeah, if that's also an option if you really want to make ADL work. But again, if you I don't want to take up too much more of your time than I already have, but
Mhm. No, it's
um
okay.
uh if you decide to go sharpshoot, shoot me a DM, and
Yes, I will.
then we'll customize your build
Mhm.
to make sure that like you're actually dealing as much damage as you possibly can. Because not just PvP but grinding,
Mhm.
sharpshoot is going to be meta. When
Yeah.
when Aldebaran comes out, the best spots to grind is going to be like Geographer, and they don't move, so you don't have to worry. And with fire arrows and scorpion cards, you just one shot them.
Yeah.
When most classes can't even do that yet.
How about yung ano, yung dancer? 'Di ba
Dancer,
yung dancer
hmm.
ire-release siya ay isa din yun sa mga class na tinitingnan ko.
Ah,
And sinusubukan kong mag-search ng mga guides or mga sample ng dancer sa YouTube kaso
hmm.
parang wala akong makitang reliable.
So dancer, bar dancer, really good utility. A whaled out, like let's say like barter dancer, is very hard to kill because if you can't kill them, their heals are just going to take like 100k plus, like per tick.
Yeah.
It's very hard to kill them. They're good utility. The only thing is like their damage isn't that impressive. Dancer, for example, has ugly dance, which does like damage like in a certain area around her.
Mhm.
Um, but that's not gonna compare to like sharpshoot. That's not gonna compare to like gravity field or you know ME, for example. But in terms of like utility, they're one of the best. They also have a resurrect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that it's harder to target people outside your party.
So damage-wise, ano, walang-wala talaga yung dancer.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately,
How about yung sharpshoot pala? Goods ba siya sa MVP or
MVP.
compared to ADL?
If you have like instacast, pretty much, then yeah, it's still pretty good. Pretty good DPS. Because once you get rid of the fact the cast time factor, which really is like
Mhm.
what decreases your DPS, then sharpshoot becomes a monster when it comes to DPSing bosses.
And ano yung weapon na suggestion mo for sharpshoot? Yung
Sharpshoot,
malang?
Malan Crab.
Yeah,
Yep. The
okay.
the it's like Malan Crab. We can take a look at it right now. So just the base. We're not even gonna look at the level 90. We'll just look at the 80. So level 80 plus 15 ignore P-def 30%. Just more crit and more crit damage, which lets you reach that threshold like even faster with White Wing set.
Mhm.
Um, and then once you get to like the Divine Armament, and where is Mondo Crab? There you go. So all the other extra stats that it gives you later on, which will actually give you more physical defense, pierce, ignore,
Mhm.
just boost your damage even more. So your burst is going to be pretty crazy. And there's like another build that like we tried out in NA.
Mhm.
we'll have to test it out here in global, see if it still works. Is the Magic Tide set just for more burst damage for sharpshoot?
Magic type?
Magic Tide set. So what that
Ah, magic
does,
type.
yeah, what that does is basically it gives you more SP, and the more SP you have, the more damage it gives you burst wise.
Yeah, gets.
Yeah. So that could also be another supplement to your damage. So you can see like how all these other factors just kind of like jump into sharpshoot to make it that much stronger,
Mhm.
and that's why it becomes meta. And oh yeah, sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat because I've been so focused on there. Like Dane is saying is wanting me to say hi to you, and
Mhm. Hello.
uh um like yeah, I noticed like a lot of my viewers are also like huge ML, like a lot of my members actually in Dynasty are huge ML players. I almost
Yeah.
mainly played ML before. My friends invited me to play. Um, but then by the time I got out of the tutorial,
Mhm.
they stopped playing because they another game released. So I never actually ended up having to play ML.
Yeah. Actually, even before kita mapanood sa ROO,
Mhm.
pinapanood ka na namin sa Rose Online.
Rose Online? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no. Did you play Rose Online?
Si Wise, yung teammate ko.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun time while it lasted, and then there were too many
Yeah.
bugs. Yeah, I did that. Now that I didn't know. I didn't know that you were watching since Rose Online. That was such a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Do you have any more questions? Just I'm here like all day, so.
Yeah, so per ano, wala naman na.
Mhm.
Siguro mag-message na lang ako.
Ah,
Especially 'pag magsa-switch ako to sharpshoot.
ah, sige, sige. So so what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and end stream here, and then just if you just want to give me a second, there's something I can tell you after I end stream here. So let me just go ahead and end stream and just say goodbye to stream here. Guys, thank you for watching the stream, and you know, thank you so much, Queen, for
Yeah, thank you
gracing
so
us with your
much.
presence. And then I'll go ahead and close the stream now because then I can upload this later. And then if you just don't mind waiting for me for a little bit, I have something to
Mhm.
tell you after.
Okay, okay, thanks.